Nah, I don't think so either.
That's very true. So we got a couple questions to ask you real quick. Beyond being a risk taker, what other personality traits do you think it takes to be considered an entrepreneur? And obviously, you started this business, so I feel like you'd have some experience for this.
In my estimation, you have to be ruthlessly determined to be successful, and I'd say you have to be pretty much self-driven and self-motivated. Mike, do you have any comments on that?
No, I think you hit it on the head, and I also think it helps tremendously to be, enormously fascinated in whatever endeavor that is. That helps. You have to really kind of feel and breathe whatever endeavor it is you're engaged in.
Yeah, I actually I ran a hot dog stand. I started my own hot dog stand because my neighbor and we couldn't get a job during the summer once, so it was like our own entrepreneurial thing. But like I kind of resonate with what you guys just said there, so I definitely agree with that. What encouraged you guys to start this Eyes on Retail?
Well, I mean, I'd say right now half the planet is caught up in this the gold rush years of the internet. Every idea goes to its limit. I mean, I got very, very excited at the prospect of what could be done, and put something together and got it on its way.
All right.
What could you tell us about your business for somebody who might not have heard of your website or your business or anything?
Okay, eyesonretail.com is a website where visitors can come and see unadvertised bargains that are in stores, retail stores for the time being in the borough of Staten Island. It's a sale website, meaning shoppers go into these stores, they see things on the ground, they'll snap photos and post them on the site. It's almost like a newspaper, and people can. It gives shoppers an idea what's on sale where. And before they make their trip, they can plan out what they're going to buy. They can see what's on sale here and there. So that's kind of the nature of it.
Sounds extremely useful.
Yeah. I was going to say, do you have plans on expanding it further beyond Staten Island?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, I really believe if we get proof of concept that this is really a workable idea, I really feel this could balloon to become a national enterprise and beyond.
If somebody wanted to follow in your footsteps for starting a business, are there any specific academic paths you would suggest them to take? Like maybe if they weren't a business degree but they still wanted to be successful, or maybe even if they were a business degree and such in college, what's the best path of being successful?
I could only suggest two very simple things, which would be to take a couple of courses in WordPress, like elementary, introductory, and intermediate courses in WordPress, just to design your own website, and also definitely going to want to take things in social media marketing mastery.
Yeah, I was actually just going to ask you a question. How do you think social media has impacted your business and being available?
I'll tell you something. To tell you quite honestly, it is probably the biggest challenge that we've had to date. And the reason is we need to bring somebody on board to do this on our behalf, and it's a big challenge because to get something like that in the way is a process, and you really need somebody who really knows how to connect all the dots and do this correctly. But I think it's also our greatest opportunity too, because once we get this flying, I think that it's then we'll really be able to test this idea and take it to its limit.
When you hired your social media person, did you find that younger people were more suited towards the social media aspect of things, or do you feel that because we use it so prevalently and so often that a lot of us are so apt to using Facebook and Twitter and such, all the social media sites. But I know there's still people out there who are older who might not have grown up with the technology but are still really good at using it. So Well,
one of the things that I found is that for the small and medium-sized businesses that we have visited, a lot of these guys are really not tech-savvy at all. Most of them don't even have websites. And it's really the sons and daughters of these business owners and the grandchildren of the business owners that actually get them underway with that process. So.
I've kind of noticed that trend too. It seems to be like a really nice asset to a company,
Oh, are you kidding? It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, young people that have these skills, and let me tell you something too. In terms of hiring for this or recruiting, these soft skills are very expensive to hire for too, because young people realize that that this is definitely something that can make them successful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really an avenue to exponentially catapult whatever you're doing into a much higher level of visibility than is possible in almost any other medium, and also at a lot less cost too. to the business owner.
Yeah, because I mean, it doesn't cost that much to operate over social media.
And
so.
even if you start as a social media person, maybe you pitch an idea or something to your boss and end up finding a job elsewhere in the business that is successful too.
It's
well,
true.
I'll tell you something. I had read something to the effect that it said that this one young person was like writing a blog, and other people found out about him through the blog, and they recruited him. And they were thinking, actually, they were kind of say, maybe we should make him stop this blog. We don't want him to get recruited by somebody else,
Wouldn't that be the dream?
Yeah.
Your social media website gets you a job. Right? What were some things that you wish you were told while you were starting your business?
I'll tell you the truth. I could not have known that it would be such an uphill battle. I mean, I put a lot of effort into this thing. I couldn't have known that. And also, I think and also it was an expensive battle as well. So, I mean, an expensive uphill battle. But, I mean, to me, it's worth it. This is really where my passion is. Do you have any comments, Mike?
Yeah, I would add that, it is, usually in successful businesses, you have to have at a minimum one driven person who almost puts everything else aside. I mean, it's rare that tremendous success arrives at your doorstep easily. And at a minimum, that one person who provides the vision and the drive, which is Ken, and stays on things constantly. I think a lot of people aren't prepared for that level of commitment. And again, because you just simply can't get at the top sometimes, haphazardly or casually. And if you have two people like that, two are driven in that way, that's even better. But you have to be prepared to make some sacrifices, because it is going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, it seems like you guys obviously had some struggles while creating your business. Did you guys ever feel at a certain point that you wanted to quit and pursue something else? And what made you stay towards contributing to your business?
I'll tell you the truth. I never felt that way. I never felt that I wanted to stop doing it, because I really want to see this to its conclusion. This is like my baby, and I can't let it die. I want to take this to its limit and see whether or not this idea is going to fly. If it flies, I could be successful, and if not, that's fine too. But I'm gonna do everything I can to absolutely push this to the limit and see,
Yeah, it seems
and if it doesn't work out, it's always a tremendous learning experience. I think we both learned awesome things over the past several years, and that just keeps coming. So, and that's very often the case. I mean, behind every successful business owner is some failures. Those failures are learning experiences, and so I think Ken and I are aware of that. That perhaps. Well, I'll just leave it at that. That there's much to learn, even if it doesn't become a global phenomena. Perhaps the next one will be.
Do you feel like you're making a contribution to your community, consumers, and economy, et cetera? I mean, I assume you probably do, and if so, how does that make you feel? I mean, you really are kind of like making an impact on. I mean, even if it's just shopping and saving somebody the trip of a shopping trip that they might not find something that's on sale or something of that nature. What's that kind of feel like to you guys? I mean, it's been your goal and aspiration, so it probably feels pretty good.
Well, I mean, if I could get people to do it, I mean, kind of that's what the social media thing has to set in motion, is getting enough people every day to come there that it becomes habitual. And I definitely feel this is adding value. I definitely feel this is a benefit to the community. Definitely, I mean, we've hired local people to do some of the functions of what we do. I mean, it's small dollars, but I mean, if this blossoms and becomes profitable, this could amount to something substantial. So I've hired local people. We're serving the local consumers in Staten Island, and also the small business community. I mean, a lot of these guys recognize the value of what we were offering immediately. They realize that this is a way to get their closeout merchandise in front of thousands of viewers who ordinarily would never see it.
How much work do you guys put in and day out?
Well, I have to honestly say that I have a full-time day job, so I'm kind of limited to maybe 2 to 4 hours a day. And I'd say on the weekends is really where I put in the lion's share of my effort, which is probably anywhere from 8 to 20 hours on the weekends. So it's a lot of effort, but it's really worth it, because it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
So if this does take off, do you guys plan on pursuing any other projects in the future?
What do you think, Mike?
You outside of purchasing my own sailboat and sailing around the world? Well, no, there's an expectation. I mean, from this, other interesting things are born. And that always seems to be the case. You get engaged in something, it presents other opportunities. So we're just keeping our eyes open, because certainly other interesting things will present itself because of this experience.
Yeah, it seems almost kind of like I mean, I imagine if I had a successful business, it would almost be like addicting to like start a new one and get that going, you know?
Yeah, I think people get the startup bug, and a lot of young people. I mean, this is part of. I think that your listening audience, there's probably a lot of people there that are just itching to get started too. And my advice to them would be to just go with it. Do it. It's really not hard to build something like this and construct a vehicle like this to do this. I mean, the tools and technology have never been cheaper or easier to use and deploy. So definitely don't hesitate.
Well, that pretty much wraps it up for our questions. You guys.